The 29th night of Ramadan has arrived, and for many people this could be the final night of this blessed month. My beloved brothers and sisters, Ramadan always feels long when it begins, but suddenly the last nights appear and the heart realizes how quickly the opportunity has passed. Some people begin to feel regret, thinking about the prayers they delayed, the Qur'an they did not read, or the moments they wasted in distraction. But Allah, in His mercy, still leaves the door open. The 29th night may be the final chance for you to seek forgiveness, make sincere dua, and return to Allah with humility. Do not allow this night to pass like any other night. A single sincere moment with Allah can erase sins, calm your heart, and transform your future. This night could be the final night of Ramadan. When the 29th night of Ramadan arrives, the believer should pause and reflect on something very important. This night could actually be the final night of the entire month. If the moon is sighted the following evening, Ramadan will end quietly and the opportunity of this blessed month will close. Many people continue their routine without realizing this reality. They assume there will still be more nights, but time often moves faster than we expect. The believer who understands this possibility treats the 29th night with urgency and sincerity. Ramadan always feels long when it begins. The first days arrive with excitement, motivation, and strong intentions. People plan to pray more, read more Qur'an, and become closer to Allah. But as the days pass, the month moves quickly. Suddenly the final nights appear and the heart realizes how short the opportunity truly was. This realization should awaken the believer to make the most of the remaining moments. The possibility that this could be the final night of Ramadan should inspire a sense of awareness. If this night is truly the last one, it means that the chance to gain the special rewards of Ramadan may end before the next sunset. The believer who understands this does not delay worship or postpone repentance. One of the most powerful aspects of Ramadan is the opportunity for forgiveness. Throughout the month, Allah opens the doors of mercy and invites His servants to return to Him. But these opportunities are connected to time. When the month ends, that special season of multiplied reward ends as well. Recognizing this encourages the believer to value every remaining night. This night could also carry the possibility of Laylatul Qadr. Because Laylatul Qadr is hidden among the final nights, the 29th night should be approached with seriousness and hope. A believer who worships sincerely tonight may experience reward greater than 83 years of devotion. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged believers to seek Laylatul Qadr during the last nights of Ramadan. His example teaches us that every one of these nights carries immense potential. Treating the 29th night with dedication increases the chances of experiencing that blessed moment. Another important reflection is that no one is guaranteed another Ramadan. Every year, many people who fasted the previous Ramadan are no longer present to witness the next one. This reminder should encourage the believer to value the nights they have now. When the believer realizes that this could be the final night of Ramadan, the heart becomes more sincere. Distractions begin to feel less important, and the focus returns to worship and reflection. Even small acts of worship tonight can carry enormous reward. Reading a few verses of the Qur'an, making sincere dua, or seeking forgiveness may bring blessings beyond imagination. This night should also be a time of reflection. Think about your actions, your intentions, and your relationship with Allah. These quiet moments help strengthen the heart and renew faith. Do not allow tiredness or routine to make this night feel ordinary. The believer understands that ordinary nights do not carry the opportunities that Ramadan nights contain. This night could truly be the final night of Ramadan. The believer who recognizes its value may spend it in prayer, reflection, and sincere dua, hoping that Allah accepts their efforts and allows them to leave the month forgiven and spiritually renewed. Laylatul Qadr may still be hidden tonight. The arrival of the 29th night of Ramadan carries a powerful reminder for every believer. Laylatul Qadr may still be hidden within this very night. Many people assume that the most likely night has already passed, but the wisdom of Allah is that the exact night remains unknown. Because of this, every one of the final nights deserves sincere attention. The believer who understands this does not become careless. Instead, they remain hopeful and continue their worship with focus and humility, knowing that the blessing of Laylatul Qadr could still be present tonight. Laylatul Qadr is described in the Qur'an as a night better than 1,000 months. This means that one sincere night of worship may carry reward greater than 83 years. When a believer reflects on this incredible opportunity, it becomes clear that no night of the final days should be ignored. Even a single sincere moment during this night could outweigh decades of ordinary worship. One of the great wisdoms behind Laylatul Qadr being hidden is that it encourages believers to remain consistent. If the exact night were known, many people would worship only on that single evening. But because it is hidden among the final nights, believers strive across several nights, strengthening their connection with Allah. The 29th night is especially important because it remains one of the odd nights in the final 10 nights of Ramadan. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged believers to seek Laylatul Qadr within the odd nights. This means the possibility that it may fall on the 29th night remains strong. Many believers become tired as Ramadan approaches its end. The body may feel weak and the routine of fasting may begin to take its toll. But remembering that Laylatul Qadr may still be hidden tonight gives the believer renewed motivation to continue worship. Another beautiful aspect of this night is the peace that surrounds it. The Qur'an describes Laylatul Qadr as a night filled with peace until the break of dawn. The believer who spends this night in prayer and remembrance may feel a special calmness within the heart. These nights also remind us that Allah's generosity is beyond our imagination. The reward He offers during Laylatul Qadr shows how much He wants good for His servants. A small act of worship performed during this night may carry immense reward. It is also important to remember that Laylatul Qadr is not about performing the longest or most difficult acts of worship. What matters most is sincerity. A humble prayer, a heartfelt dua, or sincere repentance may carry incredible value. The quiet hours of the night create a perfect environment for reflection and worship. When the world becomes silent, the believer can turn to Allah with full attention and sincerity. This night is also a chance to seek forgiveness for past mistakes. Allah loves the servant who returns to Him sincerely. Asking for forgiveness during this night may erase years of regret. Because Laylatul Qadr may still be hidden tonight, the believer should approach the night with hope rather than assumption. Treating this night as if it may be Laylatul Qadr encourages sincerity and devotion. Laylatul Qadr may still be hidden tonight, and that possibility alone should awaken the heart. The believer who values this opportunity may spend the night in prayer, remembrance and dua, hoping that Allah allows them to experience the immense blessings of this extraordinary night. Sincere dua can change your destiny. There are moments in life when a person feels completely surrounded by problems. Plans collapse, worries increase, and the future appears uncertain. At times like these, people may feel powerless to change their situation. But Islam reminds us of a powerful truth. Dua is not just a request, it is a connection with the one who controls every outcome. When a believer raises their hands and sincerely calls upon Allah, they are turning to the one whose power has no limits. What appears impossible to us is easy for Allah. A sincere dua has the ability to open doors that once seemed permanently closed. During the final nights of Ramadan, this connection becomes even more meaningful. These nights carry immense blessing, and within them lies Laylatul Qadr, a night better than 1,000 months. When a believer makes dua during these nights, they are asking Allah during one of the most powerful moments of the year. A single sincere supplication in these nights may carry reward greater than decades of effort. Dua begins with humility. A believer understands that human ability is limited and that ultimate control belongs only to Allah. When a person turns to Allah sincerely, they admit that they need His help and guidance. This humility softens the heart and strengthens faith. Another important part of sincere dua is honesty. You do not need complicated words or perfect phrases to speak to Allah. Speak to Him as you are. Tell Him about your fears, your hopes, and your struggles. Allah already knows what is in your heart, but expressing it through dua deepens the connection between you and your Creator. Sometimes a believer feels that their dua is not being answered because their situation has not changed immediately, but Allah responds in ways filled with wisdom. Sometimes the answer comes quickly, sometimes it comes later, and sometimes Allah replaces what we asked for with something better. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged believers to make dua frequently because it is one of the greatest acts of worship. Through dua, a person expresses both dependence and trust in Allah. This trust brings calmness to the heart even before the answer arrives. The quiet hours of the night create a powerful moment for sincere supplication. When the world becomes silent and distractions fade, the believer can focus entirely on speaking to Allah. These moments of honesty and reflection can bring deep peace to the heart. Dua also removes the feeling of loneliness during hardship. When you speak to Allah sincerely, you remember that you are never truly alone. Allah hears every whisper and understands every worry you carry. It is also beautiful to include others in your dua. Pray for your parents, your family, and those who are struggling around the world. When you pray for others sincerely, your heart becomes more compassionate and your prayers carry greater sincerity. These nights of Ramadan are an opportunity to ask Allah for everything that weighs on your heart. Seek forgiveness, guidance, peace, and protection from hardship. Allah loves when His servants ask Him sincerely. Never delay dua thinking that you will ask later. Shaitan often whispers that there will be another moment, but the believer understands that every moment of connection with Allah is valuable. Sincere dua truly has the power to change a person's destiny. When you turn to Allah with humility and hope, you place your worries in the care of the Most Merciful. The one who controls every door can open paths you never imagined and fill your life with guidance, relief, and blessing. Seeking forgiveness brings Allah's mercy. One of the greatest gifts Allah has given to His servants is the ability to seek forgiveness. Human beings are not perfect, and Islam never expects perfection. Instead, Allah encourages the believer to return to Him whenever they make a mistake. Seeking forgiveness is not only about removing sins, it is about reconnecting the heart with the Creator. When a believer sincerely says Astaghfirullah, they acknowledge their weakness and place their hope in Allah's mercy. This simple act carries powerful meaning because it shows humility and sincerity before the one who knows every detail of our lives. Many people